and welcome back. My name is Crashy, and today we're actually going to be watching Week 5, Day number 1 of the Summer Skirmish. Now, Week 5, Day number 1 of the Summer Skirmish, I'm going to be casting over this. I'm going to be doing this as like a test casting, something to kind of showcase my talent as a caster. We have the current standings up on the screen, and this format was like the Wrecking Ball format and whatever else the other term was, but I'm not going to actually be casting with any of that in mind currently. It's just a little bit to kind of take in without a lot of the context of actually being there and being a part of the cast. So I'm going to be calling it as we see it. I'm going to be letting you guys know what I'm seeing and kind of like the events that are unfolding in front of us the best that I can, and just doing my best to give some insight into the game. So this is also going to be a solo cast, so I'm going to have not very much downtime, and I'm just going to be calling it, like I said, as I see it, what's in front of me, what kind of insight I can give, and we're going to go ahead and jump into this. So currently we have Zeke and Nick A30 on the screen. They're doing a little bit of that pre-game, and let me see if I can actually jump a little bit ahead. We see the live map, and now you're going to see a lot of players started scattered out, and this is something that I really like about the live map, something I definitely hope that we see later on. It's all color-coded. You have a couple teams, 2-3 teams kind of clumped up near Salty Springs, 2-3-4 teams looking at Tilted Towers, but everybody else mostly kind of contained. You see a few clumps over at Snobby Shores, so we're going to be jumping on board with Sword Toasty now. He's going to be one of the teams that is in Tilted, but we're going to jump over to the C9 crew. I believe we're on board with Chris. As you can see, Ash getting an elimination on Thieves already, so very early kill coming out from the E United player Ashton. So you got the C9 players kind of down at like El Dorado, the City of Gold. People call it Westworld, all different kinds of names. And now Chris and Bandit just kind of rotating out of here, looking to potentially get some more loot, find some rifts, and just kind of keep moving themselves forward. So the format is on the screen. Normally, like I said, I would be calling that, letting you guys know kind of the context of the game, and it does look like Krez and Bandit is starting to get into an early fight here. You have a little bit of explosives going down, Bandit looking to push, and he is actually going to get taken out. That's going to be a player on his backside. He's going to be falling down, and Krez just trying to keep himself in it, and that's going to, looks like it's going to be Tfue. So Cloak is down, Tfue is getting taken out by Krez, so a huge play from Krez, had that low ground, had one down from either team. Definitely was a nice play coming out from Krez. So on board with Rogue, OO Floor, and Dr. Lupo. With Dr. Lupo's perspective, they're going to be up on that like northwest side of the map, real high up, kind of close to Junk Junction, and they're just playing a little bit slow, playing a little bit safe. You can see his loadout. He does have that new double barrel shotgun. That's going to be the epic rarity. Looks like the two rogue players are going to be starting to move toward that new Tiki, the North Tiki, where the old soccer field was, potentially find a rift and just keep farming up. And this is something that you see in a lot of these games. You're going to see players kind of playing it slow in the early game. Regardless of the format, the biggest thing that you want to do is eliminate some of that early game RNG and just keep yourself alive. Now, Reverse 2K and Ninja, this is going to be the new duo coming out from Ninja and Reverse 2K. Reverse 2K putting up some crazy performances, and look at that pre-firing, taking out phase tempo there. He's going to be taking this high ground and just looking for some more damage. Ninja undoubtedly putting in some support, looking to position, and now we have Reverse jumping in, looking to commit here. A little bit of a scuffle going down, and Reverse right on this player, and yes, he will take it out. That's going to be NRG. Zate is taken out with his teammate Lamar, and you know, Reverse 2K took quite a bit of damage there, but definitely worth it. They're going to be able to eliminate a team really early on. That's going to be at least a minimum of 2 kills for Ninja and Reverse 2K, and he does have some minis to give over to Ninja as well. So now we've seen this game, hasn't been going on very long. This is going to be a really heavy kind of action format. People are trying to get up to those perks, and now jumping on board with the other set. It was going to be Pure Xbox Live on Xbox and Phase Lion. Space Lion, excuse me. So a little bit of damage coming out, or a little bit of action coming out from Pleasant Park. So they're just cleaning up a kill, and it does seem like Drama's in the kill feed, getting a couple of kills as well. You always kind of want to pay attention to that. Elevate Boys getting some kills as well. Now it looks like Drama's actually taken out with Aiden, so a little bit of a slow perspective here on the perspective of Space Lion, but they have been able to stabilize, and the zone you can see is going to be moving southwest, or southeast rather, of Pleasant Park. So Space Lion and his partner going to see where they decide to go. So they're just kind of slow playing, and now they're going to be putting that launch pad out. I wonder what the usage of that was. Not a whole lot of space covered. They couldn't have just run, but they're going to be going over, and now we're jumping on board with Xcells and Symphony. Xcells a nice friend of mine, someone that I know personally, coming from the console Gears of War scene, and that's something that you don't hear a lot about. Players like High Distortion, CD in the Third, and various other members from the Gears of War scene, Nick Merckx included. And now you see a little bit of ramp rushing coming out from Symphony. Absolutely ridiculous player on the PC platform. Looking at those shots long range. He's going to be getting some headshots there. And he is getting kind of pushed on here. So he's going to start playing the low ground, looking for the knock, getting that support fire coming out from Excels. So he wants to get himself up, but a little bit of a tricky angle, and he's trying to do so. He's going to land that shot, and that's going to be Spicy falling down. So good block there. You're going to see a lot of that. A lot of that is going to be something that you see where a player will get a kill high up, and they're going to throw that wall up, and they want to catch that loot. They don't want it to fall all the way down. They want to be able to get what they need. It does look like he splits off a little bit of brick for his teammate Excels, potentially. They do have that player northeast of them, so that's one player eliminated. That was Spicy, his teammate northeast of Symphony. So you are going to be seeing him look for a nice little push here. So ramp rush potentially coming out. Symphony just kind of posturing himself forward. Yes, he is going to start to push now. That's going to be that one player overhead. Excel's trying to land some shots for him, and it does look like Excels is able to get that. So the loot falling down, Symphony just going to jump down after it, get him some mats, get some more explosives potentially, and they're going to be pushing forward into the late game. Or into the mid game, rather. So coming over to Courage JD, this is going to be Courage and Hysteria. Nice little duo, some fun streamers, definitely personalities that you want to be watching out for. Absolutely ridiculous performances from Courage lately. You saw him in that Mr. Beast video winning that $70,000, and just a ridiculous, setting from him. Jack, an absolute entertainer, a part of the Optic organization. It does look like they may have someone ahead of him here. He's kind of creeping, definitely wants to play this a little bit slow. He's trying to creep up, trying to get his eyes on that player. That's one thing that you want to do. You don't want to take shots too early. You don't want to alert them to your position. So Hysteria and Jack just slow playing, moving forward. And now the ramping is starting to happen. He is going to be looking at that player now, starting to build up. He is going to try to take a shot, not going to be able to land that. The drum gun coming out, putting a lot of pressure down, and that is going to be an elimination. And that was NMS painful PvP taken out by Jack. And you can see, just trying to cycle through some of these weapons. The zone is pushing 30 seconds. They're going to have to be moving soon. They may see some players over by the bridge. So now Courage, Hysteria continuing their run. The zone is coming, so they're going to be dropping down. And you can see the overhead map. You got players being forced at a tilted. Players like bottom southwest side all kind of converging toward that mountain with the house on top of it, and you have players spread out everywhere. And this is what I like about these kind of constructed, formulated games. These players are playing to win, they're playing to stay alive, and that's part of how you do that. So the new circle coming out, that's going to be really closing in toward the center of the map, so you can see that there, and a lot of clusters starting to kind of come together now. Courage and Hysteria, C4 it looks like coming out. Those are actually probably clingers coming out. Jack just trying to get himself higher. You do see that rift. He does not want to let those players take that. That's going to be one person into the rift. Can he stop this other player from getting in there? It doesn't look like it. Just peeking up. Doesn't want to get rifted on. Taking a shot. Will he land it? No, he will not. Good try. So Hysteria and Jack starting to move themselves out now. Hysteria already pushed up a little bit, and I don't believe that's going to be a rift left for them. But they will be just looking to, keep themselves alive. Same strategy as always. Try to find some kills where you can, but, consistently just working together, keeping the distance close between the two of them. And now they're going to be rotating northeast toward the zone. We did see that zone kind of centralized toward the center of the circle. So you have Dusty, you have now on board with Safruni. But you have Dusty, you have Retail Row, and Saf from Ghost Gaming, an absolutely ridiculous player that I've been seeing on the come up. Does have that stress resolution. He's going to be starting to push a very aggressive play coming out from Saf. He does have that P90 getting inside, and that's going to be a knock on Ninja. So reverse 2K. Will he be able to help him? No, he will not. That's going to be Ninja down, and Saf and Ghoul looking to make a play. Are they going to be able to find reverse 2K? Some damage coming in from his side. He's just pushing back towards his teammate, and this is what I like to see. Although he does have the pressure on his back, he's not going to focus on that. He's going to get over to Ghoul. They're going to take out that one player. That's going to be Reverse 2K getting taken out. Reverse 2K and Ninja getting taken out by the Ghost Boys, as they do have players on their east-hand side. He's picking up a sniper. Going to be looking to get this shield popped, so you're going to see that. Ghoul looking to protect for him, potentially. So that's going to be another 50 shields coming out from Saf. So they're going to be starting to ramp up. They do know that they have players on their side. So building back up onto this hill. This is right outside of Salty Springs. Damage coming out from the opposite side. That's going to be Hysteria and Courage. So we have the Ghost Gaming players versus Hysteria and Courage. As Hysteria trying to get a little bit of an advantage here. 103 players getting some kills. Face Lane getting some kills in the kill feed as well. Now Hysteria trying to move himself forward, looking for a way to get up, kind of getting a little bit blocked by the builds there and the walls. You do have Jack starting to push for that high ground. This is going to be an engagement that we want to see. So where are Saf? Where are Ghoul? The nades are coming out from Hysteria. A lot of explosive damage coming out from here. And just looking for Ghoul and Saf. They look like they're playing the low ground, trying to keep themselves boxed in. Damage coming out from Hysteria. Hysteria putting in a lot of damage on one of the players with Ghost. And now that's Jack. Jack coming in fast. Hysteria getting a knock onto Ghoul. And this is going to be one left player. That's going to be Saf, and he does get taken out. But there were shots still from the east. So you got to watch out if you're Jack and Hysteria here. You don't want to get taken out. You want to take over some of these walls, and that's what you're going to see them doing here. Taking over the walls, starting to reset, get some shields down, and that's going to be a nice slurp juice coming out from Hysteria, from the hands of Courage. So Courage playing that team play, and this is something that you really like to see. There's a lot of coordination in terms of sticking close to each other, making sure that you're rotating together, and this is the kind of coordination that you don't quite get in these non-so-constructed settings. So if you're looking to go competitive, if you're trying to get into these tournaments, that's what you're going to want to look for. So Tendons, Bolt, Sean, Claude, not players I'm super familiar with, but they're going to be in the zone. 0 kills on the player that we are watching now currently. Does look like Bolt Sean Claude, just trying to get himself up. Is holding on to these dual pistols. Now he's going to be throwing some clingers. Is he going to force any reaction? Doesn't look like it. There may be a player here on him. Tendon's holding that low ground. Just looking around, trying to see if they can find some kills. And that's going to be a player below him, I believe. That's going to be explosives coming in from Tendons. They're going to be looking to push in some damage here. Spamming these dual pistols. They can be absolutely lethal to the builds. And that's going to be 2 traps coming out. Some clingers getting in. Will they be able to knock? And that is going to be an elimination coming out from Sean. Grab some more minis. Get some more mats. Consistently looking to rotate. That's going to be 1 kill. That's going to be 30 left alive. So we are in the top 30 as players are still consistently getting knocked. Hysteria and Courage back at it again. Looks like they're still playing the low ground in this fight. This is going to be a full-on engagement. This is Hysteria finding High Distortion. A lot of damage coming out. That's going to be High Distortion getting taken out. And this is going to be High Distortion's partner coming in. Annihilus getting a kill and a thirst onto Hysteria. So Annihilus versus Courage. Where will we be able to go? Annihilus playing the low ground. Courage doing the same. Courage starting to build up. So we do have a dual view, and that's going to be Courage taking out High Distortion. He's watching your see Poach and Symphony getting into a battle as well. That's going to be Symphony falling to Poach. And now Jack starting to ramp up. We're watching this perspective a little bit twice. So Jack holding the high ground above Annihilus. He's going to be placing that campfire down once they get his health up to full. So he's just looking to hold this high ground. Doesn't want to give up any position. Doesn't want to give up a death. Jack holding on to 1 kill. Hysteria had a couple, I believe, as well. So good kills coming from Jack and Hysteria. Now holding this high ground. Will he be looking to go for that loot on that low ground? He definitely needs to start moving. The zone is going to be ticking soon. But winning this fight is crucial for Jack if he wants to keep himself in the game. Still holding the high ground. He may look to bounce her out. Potential launch pad play. Annihilus holding the low ground. You can see you're starting to turtle, and now we're on board with the Liquid Boys. So this is going to be Chap in 72 hours. 3 kills. Dropping some items, dropping some ammo for his teammate. We're going to be watching Chap here. No shields, unfortunately. He does have a Portafort. So maybe just light loot this game. You see the container yard somewhere that is still in, and you can see northwest, north. That's a 2-man fight, 2-team fight ahead of Chap. He wants to push for this high ground. So you can see, instead of going directly for the fight, this is something that's really smart coming out from Chap in 72 hours. They want to go for this ground. He's going to be looking for some of these free shots, and that's going to be a quick knock from Chap. So an absolutely ridiculous play as he's just playing for the position. It's not just about getting the kills. It's not just about finding the fights. It's also about the positioning. So now you can see building up this 1-buy. He wants to get himself higher. He wants to have a position for play. So this is a third party like Liquid has never seen. The zone is starting to push in. They do have the zone advantage. This is the team fire that you don't see from regular pub matches. And that's 2 players still left outside the zone. They want to get these kills. They want to spam. They don't want to let them die to the ghost. Damage coming out from Chap, and that's going to be another elimination or 2. 72 hours playing outside the zone. He probably has a med kit, probably has a campfire. Going to keep himself pushing in now. So 5 kills just on the side of Chap. They are most likely going to be... And this is another team ahead of 72 hours. looking to come in. 72 hours looking for that third party. Players are high up. Chap most likely going to stop and take some damage shots. That's 44 damage. Lots of damage coming out from Chap. And 72 hours getting some damage onto Punisher, or I believe a knock. Trying to get that kill. Definitely wants to finish it off if possible. Really close to the zone. And the Liquid boys are playing out of their minds. So many kills coming out from them. So 72 hours really wants to get in this fight. Chap right on the backside of his 72 hours, right on his 6. Wants to give that support, trying to take over this high ground as well. They've connected it down to the side of the mountain, so not much opportunity. And that's going to be a final elim coming out from Chap. Or 72 hours, rather. Just putting in the damage, trying to shoot it down to the low ground. And that's going to be Brush getting a snipe onto Chap. So 72 hours playing that low ground, trying to get that final kill, and it does look like he's able to do so successfully. Chap kind of in a decent position to get knocked here. So 72 hours should be able to build back up to him unless he's forced to fight, and that's what we're going to watch here. So 72 hours holding on to this position, trying to get up to Chap. He's going to lock them in and pick up his teammate. So Chap, unfortunately, getting knocked down, but he's not out, and he didn't actually have any shields, so not too much of a loss. He does have a med kit on his teammate, 72 hours, so the Liquid boys are still in, and this is top 14. So just trying to make a decision. We're on board. This is going to be Tendons. Bullshot Claude does have his teammate down. He's just trying to get away from the zone now. It is going to start pushing, looking for the reshield. Wants to keep himself alive, trying to find these enemies. Potentially make a play for his teammate. And that's going to be a quick kill, but no, LGB Socks taking him out with the RPG as well. That's going to be the end of Tendons. Now Jack, low health, Courage, JD, trying to keep himself in this. Has a couple kills. Was able to pick up, you know, a fight win over High Distortion and Elias. A little bit of lag coming out from Jack. She's going to be pushing in. Just being back on board with 72 hours and Chap. Making their way in. They want to get into the zone. They don't want to take any damage, and they do have a team right ahead of them. Looks like directly to their east side as well as their southeast side, so right here in front of them, and they may look to ramp rush this. Will they snake? Will they just try to get themselves in? See, it looks like 72 hours putting in some damage. The Liquid boys looking to team fire here, and this is going to be explosives coming out as well. So the high ground looking to be taken. Chap just trying to get some damage off. He's going to take a fat hit as well. And that's going to be downed Chap. Chap is down. 72 hours, not going to be able to get to him. And that's Courage. Courage taking out Liquid Chap. A ridiculous kill there. So we're going to be jumping on board with the Optic players now. Unfortunately, not able to finish that fight, as it is going to be very close by. And you're going to see the third party spam coming out from Optic Baldy as he's going to be actually taking out 72 hours. So the Liquid boys are out. Damage coming out from the east. Does look like Baldy looking to take a shot. Or WizK, rather. WizK looking for the reshield. Baldy's still alive. Do have these green coordinated skins, and the zone is starting to push pretty soon in the next minute or so. C4 coming out from WizK. That's going to be a lot of damage coming out. Not going to be any player damage, though. So you're seeing Courage trying to keep himself alive. I believe this is Courage still. 2v1 Baldy and WizK versus Courage. Lots of damage coming out. Is he going to land that shotgun shot? Yes, he will. That should be a heavy shotgun netted, as well as a drum gun. So not a whole lot of loot. If you actually look at WizK's loadout, he really didn't have a whole lot, but he's going to be able to get what he needs out of this. So Baldy and WizK keeping themselves in. That's going to be the first kill from WizK. Hard to say what their kill total is. But now they're pushing southeast. That's going to be far point of the zone. This is where they need to go. This is what they're trying to do. Looking for the kills, looking for the placement. Top 8. Pushing in. This is going to be a player right in front of the northeast of WizK. WizK looking to ramp up, trying to connect himself, it looks like. See, it's connected. We're going to be jumping over to Nate Hill and Funk Bomb. They are in the center of the storm. Maybe potentially hiding under a build. They're just swapping some ammo, trying to keep themselves alive. He's got a lot of shields. So not a terrible position, as they're going to be trying to take over as much of this as possible. And this is an interesting position to hold. They're holding that low ground. They're kind of like playing middle ground of this build fight. They don't necessarily want to sit on the top. Just want to keep themselves alive. 0 kills that we can see here for Funk Bomb. So they're just listening for players, trying to find the best course of action. The zone going to be moving southwest. LMG, an absolutely ridiculous weapon to have in duos. You can play the low ground. You can spam the walls out. It's definitely an oppressive weapon to have. So Funk Bomb, Nate Hill, taking it slow, still potentially 3 teams, 4 teams total. You see the spam, and that's going to be a heavy shot coming out onto Nate Hill, rather. Funk bomb. The stinkers, or the frag grenades coming out, looking for some spam, shooting that P90, trying to get some damage in. They're just building them up, whoever they're fighting against, whoever's left. Trying to keep themselves alive, a nice little jump, trying to take this high ground. And if you look above him for just a second, it looks like there's some ultra high ground play coming out. They have a long way to go if they want to try to get across. Most likely going to have to do a turtling strat. So starting to push forward, being a little bit wary. And this is the hard situation to be toward the end game. You can't necessarily ramp straight up. They are going to be putting out a launch pad. Interesting play, just trying to get uphill, not necessarily looking for that high ground to retake, but they just want to turtle themselves in, try to get up to this kind of like high ground, natural high ground situation, but they do have players on all sides, and this is going to be Nate Hill trying to make a decision, hoping that Funk Bomb keeps himself alive. This is a really hard spot to be in. They're doing their best, trying to just see what they can do, opening up the walls, looking for a potential opening, trying to find players on their high and low ground. See the spam starting to come out now. Nate Hill potentially thinking about dropping down, just keeping himself alive, and that's going to be players high up on the high ground there. 5 total players left alive. That's going to be 2 for Funk Bomb and Nate Hill, so 3 other enemies left. It's a minimum of 1 player playing alone, potentially more. Opening up the window, looking for some shots. He's going to get dropped down a bit. Just keeping himself alive, keeping this wall. Does not know where the enemies are, potentially. Other enemies. That's going to be 1 on the low ground. That's 2 more on the low ground. So that's 1 solo player up on the high ground, holding that ultra high damage. And that's going to be Nate Hill starting to push in with his teammate Funk Bomb. That's going to be 1 more kill left alive. And that's going to be 2 players down. So this is the total last 3. That's going to be Funk Bomb, Nate Hill. Funk Bomb taking a lot of damage. He's going to go down. And Nate Hill just trying to keep himself alive, kind of stuck on this low ground. So that's going to be the enemy player high up. And Nate Hill trying to keep himself in the zone. Looking for somewhere to build. Not that many mats left. And who is left looking for the reshield? Hopefully not getting jumped down on. This is a hard position to be in, kind of circumstantial, and that's Liquid Poach. So Poach, the last one, left alive against Nate Hill. 1v1, 6 kills from Poach, an absolutely ridiculous performance, and you're going to see him medkitting here. So that's 60 additional health. He knows exactly where his enemy is. He can jump, he can spray, just doesn't want to get sniped. That's pretty much his biggest threat here. You're going to see Nate Hill starting to put out some damage, or putting out some walls rather. Going to have to look for a way to snake his way toward the new zone, or look for a high ground retake. Poach definitely not going to want to let that happen. So now you're seeing the snake coming across. He's connecting to that mountainside, just trying to get that damage in. Swapping weapons, using an AR and a drum gun. Nate Hill getting through all the mats. Unfortunately, not going to be able to keep himself alive. And that's Poach. 7 kill and a victory for him and not Vivid. An absolutely ridiculous performance. That was game number 2, guys. Still getting used to it. Definitely want to talk and touch on the format more, get better at just articulating, not saying the same things, and finishing my sentences. So I do know that there's a lot that I can work on, definitely, but I wanted to give a little taste of what my casting could be like for Fortnite. Obviously, the more practice, the better I would be. Stop repeating myself so much, and definitely, you know, try to add some flavor in the vocabulary. So thanks so much for checking out this video. I know this is a long one. If this is something that you're interested in, please let me know. I'll try to do these more and more, and maybe I can even find a co-caster to do it with. So thanks so much, and leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Thanks.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire inside of me? Do you see the sparks that I'm setting free? Does the beat take you over? You just